Hello and welcome back, everybody. It's your one and only Crazy Tyler here, coming back at you with some more Aztec Warriors Connected franchise. It's official, the first off season for the Aztec Warriors. I'm really excited, and if you are too, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe if you want to see more of this. I'm very excited. We're going to be going over signings, retirements, new acquisitions, trades, a lot of things, and including the draft. I'm really excited to see how this team's going to go. So here we go. We're going to go over the recap of the 2023 season. As expected, the Kansas City Chiefs beat the San Francisco 49ers just like in real life. I know. Even though this mode is kind of fantasy right now, still has some realism in it. So unfortunately, the Kansas City Chiefs won. Unless you are a Chiefs fan, so better be filled with rejoice, I bet, right now. Here are some of the retirements. Some of these are not true, like Harrison Smith. He is not retired. I'm going to be going over these kind of slow as I'm talking. Adam Thielen, and then you'll see Trent Williams, Joe Flacco. You're going to see a lot of these players that are actually not retired. They're saying they are, but they aren't. Jason Kelce is retired, though, unfortunately. Even though it's also like in real life. So, and then we have two Aztec Warriors have officially retired. Marvin Jones Jr. that we signed mid-season is now retired. Same thing alongside with Matt Prater. Then, of course, Andy Lee after 20 years. Jeez. And then Mercedes Lewis as well after 18 years. Yikes. Joe Flacco isn't retired, so don't worry, everybody. Joe Flacco is not gone from this league quite yet. He still probably has one more year of playing. Maybe one or two tops. And then, of course, Jason Peters, the ageless wonder, retires also at 20 years. And then we got some other players down the board here. Roger Stafford, and then Taiwan Jones. The Ndamukong Suh has been retired, but they made it official. Chris Harris Jr., Benny Curry, Chase Daniel. I think Chase Daniel is going to be a coach later on. I can feel it. He just looks like a coach. And then Bruce Irvin, Josh Norman, Janoris Jenkins, Malcolm Butler, and then right after Butler is Pete Carroll. So there's going to be a lot of changes this offseason, including staff. It's going to be a new era here in the NFL. And we also got some moves to address here. And the first order of business is Max Borghi going to the New England Patriots for Tyquan Thornton. Thornton was buried within their depth chart, and Borghi, he deserves another chance to be RB2, probably RB1 behind Stevenson. So, and Thornton's a really good player I've been keeping my eye on, and this one's a very big surprise trade. Riley Moss is going back to the Denver Broncos for Damari Mathis. Straight up, Moss had a great year. I like Mathis. He is a very raw player, and I think we can make him really well. And then Thomas for Pascal. They're almost kind of like the same type of player, but they both fit in both different teams. So, just the thought of a move I can make. And then Netane Mudiay, who only allowed 2 sacks this season, is officially going to the New York Giants for Boogie Basham and Josh Azudu. Mudiay was really great for us, and this one is the biggest trade of all. Lewis Seen, Andrew Booth, and Ty Chandler for Thomas, Snoop Connor, and 2 fifth-round picks. All those players on the Vikings were getting buried within the depth chart, and we needed to make a move for them. And speaking of moves, Desmond Ridder is officially now an Aztec Warrior, because in real life he went to the Arizona Cardinals, and Kirk O'Chains is now on the Atlanta Falcons. But I'm really excited for this team. These are all the moves so far. Really excited what we got going for this Aztec Warriors team. and let's go and see what free agency is all about. And here's free agency. I mean, it's nothing too special. A lot of guys that are out of their prime, and I mean, who could still compete. There's some couple good players here that are in their prime or at the end of their prime. You got Greedy Williams in here. He goes to a team, and then Bryce Hall goes to a team. I will show that later on in the episode, or next episode rather. But these are all the players. Nothing too special here, but we did make some signings. I like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but I have targeted Riley Reef, Benito Jones, trying to bring him back because no one's offering nothing for him. Emmanuel Wilson, Schlotman for center, and then Sterling Weatherford. But unfortunately, the Eagles took Sterling Weatherford from us. But everyone else that you're seeing on this list, we signed to the team. But now let's focus on the NFL draft. The Washington Commanders will select in the first pick of the NFL draft will be Victor Reed from Alabama, and then Nick Shipley going to the Patriots. That's a surprising move coming from UW. And then Robert Richards is staying close to home, going to the New Orleans Saints. Melvin Driver, standout defensive lineman, is going to the Buccaneers. And then at number 5, Martin Burgess, an edge rusher, going to the Bears. Instead of drafting a quarterback, says Justin Fields is now on the Steelers. So I don't know what their move was right there. They had Matt Green right there. So we're going to see later in the draft if they regret that. But what I'm not regretting is this pick right here. Dalton Bowden is officially an Aztec Warrior. He is what I'm looking for at that right outside linebacker position. He's not the greatest athlete, but he is well-rounded, pretty good, and I am really excited what we can utilize his ability on this newly found defense. And now we're just going to move along. The Packers take a crazy pick here in Taj McMillian, the 6'7" defensive lineman. I mean, he was insane. And then David Jackson is going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then the Chargers stay within state, grabbing the best interior offensive lineman in the draft, Donald Nolan. And then you got Chicago Bears. What are you going to do? And they finally grabbed the quarterback, Matt Green. They had to, after missing out on a couple quarterbacks earlier. But instead, they got him. Larry Irvin, who I was really excited for, he gets taken to the Colts. Floyd Smith going to the Steelers. Then you got the New York Giants, who select Byron Henley to solidify that front of the defensive line. Tim Arnold, you would thought you would go offensive lineman instead of him, but it doesn't matter because Jaden Coleman goes right after, going to the Baltimore Ravens. Derek Cohen, great interior offensive lineman, going to the Texans. Sterling Green, I was really intrigued with in this draft. I was wanting to get him, but he gets taken earlier than I thought to the Vikings. Then, what we do here at pick 19, we got George Rowe, TJ Jackson, Chris Knox, Terrell Weber. Wide receivers good, but I mean, it's BPA, you know? So we might have to go offensive lineman, but there's a lot of good players here. Norman Norris is still here too. He's falling down the board. Jalen Sellers is falling down the board. Who are we going to take? I think we're going to take Roman Applewhite, but hold the phone. There is a trade happening. Jalen Tolbert is going to the New England Patriots for a pick swap for earlier picks in the second and third round. I thought Jalen Tolbert was going to be a starter for the Aztec Warriors this year, but I guess not. The Patriots, after trading Tyquan Thornton, they said, you know what, we want Tolbert as well. If you want him, we can move up in the draft. We can swap picks. And they get Jalen Tolbert, and we take the opportunity here, and we decide to draft Chris Knox from Michigan State. This is a big steal and a big win for the Aztec Warriors. He was supposed to be a top 10 pick in this draft, and he has fallen down the board about 9 picks. And we just decided to pick best player available for us in Chris Knox for Michigan State is officially an Aztec Warrior. Ron Allen going to the Eagles, that's a little weird after I saw Reddit going there. Mr. Hit Row, George Rowe going to the Raiders. That is a very big surprise right there. Derek Patton's also another big surprise. They don't need tackles, but they did anyways. Let's fast forward. Second pick in the second round. We can choose anybody we want here, but there's a reason why we moved up in the draft. I was thinking maybe Alex Hamilton, probably Carlos Curtis, Lamont Simmons, and Jason Knox over there, but we already got a good tight end in Elijah Higgins, who's broke out this year, this previous season. So I think we're gonna have to go for a defensive lineman here, because D lineman is very important. If we look at Carlos Curtis from LSU, 6'2", almost 300 pounds, he is really well. He ran a 4.87 with 34 reps, 35, around that area, 38, 34 at the bench. But then I thought, you know what? We're going to go with Lamont Simmons, because if you look at Lamont Simmons, he ran faster and he seems a lot more strong than Curtis. So Lamont Simmons is going to be the pick here. He is a hidden development off the defensive lineman. He's going to be off on the end probably. He can play interior, he can play defense, he can play anywhere on the defensive line. And I'm excited that we got him. Now with our next pick, we have back-to-back picks here at 24 and 25. Like I said, the world is our oyster at the moment. We can choose anybody right now. Stephen Boley was pretty nice. I was thinking about him. Then I was thinking maybe I could go grab wide receiver, but instead I decided I'm going to go back-to-back on offensive linemen here. First pick in, well, not first pick in the second round, basically our second pick, but one of the picks back-to-back will be Clyde Plummer from Georgia, 6'2", 327 pounds, hidden development. That was a freaking big steal right there. And then our next pick is Alonzo Brown, coming out of Florida. He has moved up boards tremendously. He is 23 years old. He's a little on the older side, but I am excited to see what he can do. He has moved up boards really high, going from probably day 3 from undrafted to now basically day 2 pick. Then in the third round here, we have 2 third-round picks, and I was thinking we already grabbed an offensive lineman. I like the defensive players late in the draft. I'm going to grab myself a running back here. It's a perfect time to grab Ricky Ray from Georgia Tech, and he is a hidden development, 5'11", 231 pounds. He has a combination of speed and power. And we're not stopping there. We are trading Wyatt Davis, a third and a future 6, to move up with the Chicago Bears. And we are going to select Mr. the Athlete, Hunter Green. Now, he's a normal dev, but I like him a whole lot. He's a combination of speed, power. He played running back, he played wide receiver, he played kick return, punt returns. He did it all for UW. And I am really excited to see Hunter Green, the athlete, coming to this team, and hopefully for a hybrid role. And then here in the 4th round, now this pick and the 6th and 7th round pick is all we got left. And I said, now it's time to go back to defense. And why better else than Theo Daniels from Washington State. He ran a good sub 4.5, and he has decent speed. Need to work on his zone coverage, but he is also a hidden development. He is a great athlete coming from Wazoo. I am very surprised he's hidden dev. Coming out really well. He's also 23 years old, but hopefully these 23-year-olds are going to make an impact early on in this year, because they're most likely going to be starting. Then we decide, you know what, we're going to call up the Colts, ask what they want for the 4th round pick, and someone caught my eye. Brandon Smith. You know what, they can have him because they were projected to get George Rowe, but they proceeded to get Larry Irvin instead. So they needed a middle. We decided, okay, you want him, you can take him, and we can take this pick. So now we just traded back up to get a tight end, Greg Robinson from Texas A&M, and he's also hidden dev. This guy, I heard, was really good. He had personality issues off the field, but on the field he was a great guy. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm also looking forward to these next 2 picks. We're gonna take his teammate from Texas A&M, Isaac Horton. Really great player, great accuracy. He has decent kick power too at 91. And then our next pick is going to be a guy that is staying in state. He grew up watching the Arizona Cardinals. His family was torn between the Cardinals and the Houston Texans all the time. But now he makes his own path, signing with us. Nick Herrera gained drafted within state from New Mexico State University. The guy used to be a punter. He's a great athlete with 94 power with 83 speed. The guy used to be a former soccer player and rugby player. So I'm really excited for that. And that is the end of the draft. And here is the recap. Dalton Bowden, we're going to change numbers and everything, so don't worry. But he is a great power rusher. He has some finesse moves to him too, and some coverage. So I am very surprised. His injury is a little concerning, but he has good tackling, hit power. He has a great base starting point for us. And then Chris Knox at 73 overall. I'm a little surprised with this. His hands need a little bit more work. He has 77 catching, but that short route running is phenomenal. Everything else needs to be worked on. I mean, he's 93 speed. Yeah, there's something there with him. And then Lamont Simmons is a good combination of everything. He's a great run stopper. He has all the traits in the world you want. I mean, he is really great for this defensive line. And then Clyde Plummer, 74 overall, hidden dev. He's more of a finesse guy. You would think, since he's a bigger, stockier dude, you would think he would be more power, but he is more a finesse guy. And then you got Alonzo Brown from Florida here. He's a good combination of a little bit of everything, and I kind of like that. He's more of the run support guy. He is also from Hawaii, which I found really intriguing. I need to see more about that, but he's pretty good. And then Ricky Ray is a 77 overall running back in the 3rd round. When I say he was a combination of speed and power, I did not know he was an actual combination of speed and power. What a great draft pick right here for the Warriors. And then Hunter Green coming in at 72 overall at wide receiver. Now he's more of your slot guy, but you see, he used to play running back. He has that ability and he has some kick return to his game. So we're not afraid to have him play any position. He is also from Pennsylvania, which I found really crazy. He goes to college across state. Had to play for Temple or something. But Theo Daniels from Wazoo, yeah, like I said, he needs work on his zone coverage, but he's a great man to press corner, and he has some tackling to his game. If we want him to play safety, he can play safety. If we want him to play corner on the outside, slot, anywhere, he can play anywhere in the secondary. And then Greg Robinson, hidden depth, 70 overall. I'm not gonna lie, I thought he was gonna be a little bit higher than this, but this is still pretty good for the draft pick in the 4th round. You would probably think somewhere around the mid to high 60s. And then we got mid 70s for our kicker and punter for Horton and Herrera. Anyways, let's see what the rest of the NFL did. The Falcons did pretty well. I mean, and then the Niners did okay. Byron Henley was a good pick. Blair was a good late round addition. And then I was wanting to show everyone this. Jalen Buckner. He is pretty good, 6 foot, 232, from Alabama, hidden dev, 79 overall. But there's one little issue. I mean, it's not that he's not fast or anything, but he has 39 injury and 78 stamina. The guy can't stay healthy if he even tried. He can try to do all the magic he can. He can go do the Deshaun Watson masseuse treatment, and I don't think it would help him become any healthier. Maybe losing some weight, maybe, but like, I don't know. It would take a whole lot for him to lose that weight or to get that healthy. But on the plus side for them, Nelson Johnson. I did not know he was here. He looks really good. Kind of wish I saw him earlier, but I didn't. But we had a plan in place and we didn't grab him. But Tim Arnold, pretty nice looking. I mean, I would still argue you should have grabbed offensive lineman, but still, I digress. Matthew Little Man Westerman is looking really well for them, but I don't think they really need him, but they get him anyways. Taj McMillian, he is an absolute beast. Like, look at this man. Like, he is phenomenal. Might as well call him AJ Styles at that point. And then Terrell Weber, looking like a really good safety. Norman Norris backing up Jordan Love. This is going to be a quarterback controversy again, but he has 70 injuries, so I don't know how that's going to go for him. But Packers did a really good draft. And then the Panthers did really well for the first three picks. Jaquan Freeman is a great zone corner. And then you got Carlos Curtis, who looks kind of good, more better than I thought he was going to be, so that's on me. And Kevin Rafano is going to compete for that tight end job. Then the Patriots did Patriots things, and that's such a Patriots draft. Woodward is from over there, so that's crazy. And then here's Hit Rowe, George Rowe. Man, he is amazing. If I didn't take Chris Knox, I would have took him. And then Eli Crowley from Temple. He looks amazing, replacing Josh Jacobs, because Jacobs is now on the Packers. So everything that you're seeing, like all the moves that happen in real life, happen in this game. And then Robert Hadley looks amazing, corner. And then Anthony Patton is going to be joining frickin' Tre'Davious White, and the rest of that secondary is going to be scary. And then Jaden Coleman looks pretty good. Then, going on from there, Robert Richards, staying in state. He looks pretty good. Hopefully his brother does just as good as him. And then the Seahawks had kind of a terrible draft. This was one of the worst drafts I've seen from the Seahawks. Floyd Smith is a pass blocking offensive lineman, so no wonder he stuck at tackle. TJ Jackson looks like a pretty good safety. Anthony Parrish I mean, not a bad draft for them. Brandon Odin late in the 6th round. Hidden Dev, I mean, he looks amazing as well. Derek Cohen. I mean, the Texans had a really good draft and also gained a late round defensive end. So far, so good. This draft looks like a really great draft, and we'll see what next year has in store for us. Anyways, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching the video, and I'm really excited to see what this Aztec Warriors team has in store for us next season. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the next episode in the Aztec Warriors Texas franchise. As always, Krazy Tyler, logging out.